Howdy, Guardians. Today, we're going to go over on how to prepare for the new raid, Garden of Salvation, and also any raiding session in general. Now, there's a twist to this guide. We are not going to be talking about how to maximize your power level or optimize your builds. We are going to be talking about that truly haunted realm, real life. Unfortunately, behind every Guardian, there's a human living out his existence in this real world. I'm here today to help keep you away from that world for as long as possible. Before we begin, let me just state, I am not a professional, and the information that I am providing comes from years of trial and error between myself and my human counterpart. You can tweak these to your liking, use what works, and throw out what doesn't. But without further ado, let's jump right into it. Now, the first things first. Everyone knows this step. Get a good night's sleep. Make sure that your human is getting some good quality sleep the day before the raid. Now, this varies by person, and the general range is roughly 6 to 8 hours. My human counterpart typically gets about 6.5 hours per night. Some people can sleep for 9 hours. Some people can sleep for 5 hours. Do what's right for you. And now we're going to move on to our next step, stretching and exercise. In order to increase your human's power level, they need physical activity. Stretching can help stave off pain or cramping during a long raiding session, and it can help to relieve muscle and joint strains. Exercise also has a ton of benefits that I'm sure most of you all know, and it can be done in as little as 30 minutes and have a great impact on your day and on your life. Something as simple as walking for 20 to 30 minutes a day, if you're someone who is living a more sedentary lifestyle, will have a great impact on your health and on your energy levels, which is key for your raiding session. Now, for the first day of Garden of Salvation, my human will be going through his normal stretching routine in the morning, which takes roughly 45 minutes, and then also doing around 45 minutes of cardio. He will split this up into 15 minutes of rowing, 15 minutes of treadmill work, and then finish it off with 15 minutes on the elliptical. This will help warm up his entire body and feel him refreshed and ready to go for the raid. Now, you don't have to go that extreme. I will go ahead and show you a video of my human doing a very quick and simple stretching routine that he will utilize throughout the raid to keep himself limber and feeling refreshed for his gaming session. Alright, hopefully that helped you. I know my human counterpart is not quite as cool looking as I am, but we're going to move on to the next step, and that is nutrition. Food fuels your human like light fuels a guardian. In order to maximize your human's potential, it is imperative that they have a decent meal that will fuel them throughout their raiding session. I won't be detailing my overall meal plan for the week. I will simply give you a guide for how to stay fueled for your day of raiding. First things first is to have plenty of water. Water is essential to help keep your human in peak physical condition. Now, my human, unfortunately, has a weak bladder, or at the very least a small bladder, and he has to pee a lot when he drinks water. His plan is to drink a ton of water in the morning before the raid, and then roughly an hour before the raid starts, he will start sipping on water. So that hopefully he will be able to use the bathroom right before the raid And then since he'll be sipping on water the rest of the day, he won't have to go quite as often as he normally would, and he should still be plenty hydrated. Now he will also have some coffee in the morning. He typically does only around 2 cups or so, and that's all that he needs to get him going for the day. After this, he will eat a nutritious meal, roughly 2 hours or so before the raid actually starts. Now this will be low on carbs for the most part. He tries to avoid heavy carb loading, especially all at once throughout the day, especially on raid days. This meal is going to be very simple. It will include chicken, green bell peppers, onions, spinach, mushrooms, cheese, and he will top it off with some salsa. He does this a couple of hours before raid time. Now, onto the secret of any raiding or gaming session. This is the ultimate gamer supplement for anyone who doesn't want to waste time with taking a break to eat or to make food. It is none other than a smoothie. There are tons of great nutritious smoothie recipes online that you can use to fit your needs, but I will give you my human's personal go-to that fuels him throughout his raiding sessions. Now, for one serving, he uses 1.5 scoops of vanilla whey protein. He will then add in roughly 3 handfuls of frozen strawberries, bananas, and blueberries. He will then add 1 scoop of chia seeds, which is a tablespoon. He will then add 1 teaspoon of creatine. It's usually a heaping scoop, so it usually has closer to 1.5 teaspoons. He will then add in 1 serving of an energy supplement that includes ginseng and other natural products to give you some caffeine and some energy boosts. After that, he will simply add water and then blend it all up. Now, there are some things you need to think about for this. One of them is you might have to test it a little bit to ensure that the chia seeds don't overwhelm and give it a weird taste. This is something that takes some balance. It can make it taste a little bit gross if you get too much of the chia seed taste in it. But typically, if you just add a little more protein or a little more strawberries, those usually do the best to even out the taste and to where you won't even really taste them. Now, chia seeds aren't completely necessary. They do provide some great omega-3 fatty acids, but you can easily substitute in some fish oil pills or something like that as well. And it's not quite a one-to-one, but it will work out. Now, once you get the mixture right though, it will literally feel like a dessert. The reason this is such a cheat code for gamers is multifold. It's nutritious, it's energizing, it's filling, it's easy to make, it's tasty, and it can last you a long time. Now, my human will be making multiple servings of it so that if the raiding session goes longer than expected, he will have some on standby they can still sip on for the rest of the evening. Alright guys, on to the last step, the final piece of the puzzle. Whether you're pushing for world's first, hunting for a specific drop, or just trying to complete the raid, you want to go in with a positive mindset. Raids can be challenging, but it is overcoming these challenges that gives life meaning. You want to try your best to approach this with not only a positive mindset, but also to approach it from a team standpoint. This is a team game. It takes 6 guardians to complete the raid. If someone messes up 10 times in a row, instead of yelling at them, try to figure out a way to work around their weaknesses. You could change up roles. You could give the player a detailed guide on how to succeed in his role, etc. If tempers do end up flaring and you can't overcome that part, take a 5 to 10 minute breather. Take a break for everyone to reset and come back to it. Now, one of the simplest things you can do to ensure that you have a good time and accomplish your raiding goal is to surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Find raiders who are there for the same reasons as you and who have an attitude of working together to accomplish your goals. I'm not saying you have to be all positive vibes all the time or any of this other wishy-washy stuff. What I am saying is that when you have frustrations, you need to use them in a constructive manner. Calling out someone for messing up and flaming them almost never helps your raid group progress. But showing them what they're doing wrong, how they can fix it, will impact your entire group in a much more positive way. Some of my fondest memories of raiding come from times that were also some of the most frustrating. There was a time when it took us around 6 hours to beat Crota. Now I'm talking about just the boss Crota. I'm not talking about the rest of the raid. We were underleveled, and we had to literally be perfect for it to work. And it took us a very long time to get it perfect. And there were certainly peaks and valleys as far as our energy and positive mindset goes. But after a while, we eventually found a way to laugh at it. And we ended up having an absolute blast finishing the rest of the raid. It took us a long time, but I can honestly look back on it and say it's my favorite night of raiding in my entire career as a Guardian. You want to find people who are determined to see it through to the end and who can laugh at their failures. In conclusion, Guardians, I hope this information will help you on your next raid or to prepare for Garden of Salvation on day 1. There are plenty of other topics we could have covered here, but these are some of the most essential and simplest ones that help you on your raiding journey. If you have any other tips on how to prepare for raiding, then let my human counterpart know in the comments below. He is also telling me something about subscribing and liking the video, and also that he will be streaming Garden of Salvation on day 1 over at mixer.com/Zarners. But anyways, I hope this information has helped you, Guardians. And until next time, may the light guide you.